Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video we are going to be talking about my temperature control system on my new saltwater tank. So I don't know when this video is going to come out at all. I have so many other videos that will of course come out before this and a couple more that are coming out after this that I have in mind. So, as of the making of this video, it is indeed January 18th. I've had the tank running for just about a month, you know, 4 weeks, a month. And I set up this temperature system, of course, when I first got the tank, and I've been, of course, testing it out. I've been testing out a lot of my equipment throughout this month. I would really like to do specific reviews for each piece of equipment I have in the tank eventually. First up, I got an Inkbird temperature controller, and I of course got a heater, and I also got a fan, and I actually ran into, I wouldn't call them problems as much as hiccups, you know, kind of put my thinking cap on and problem solve a couple of them. That's the fish I want to keep. I want to keep the tank at 73 to 74 degrees. I don't really want to fluctuate too much. Of course, there's going to be some fluctuation, always, but the fish that I'm going to be keeping eventually, of course, is seahorses. That's the fish that I want to keep. That's not gonna happen for a long time. This is my first saltwater tank. I'm taking it slow. I'm gonna get some other fish, and, you know, enjoy the hobby for a while before I get into my dream fish, which would be, of course, seahorses. And this tank will be a seahorse tank at some point, and I know that seahorses have to be kept between 72 and 74 degrees. 73 would really be the best part. But going up to 74 is fine. I mean, if the tank is at 75, it's really not gonna hurt him, but it's better to keep the temperature as cool as possible. So because of that, I already knew that I was going to have some sort of cooling system on this tank. I read some reviews, and of course I have a Fluval Megaflex freshwater aquarium as well, so I actually have some experience with this tank. It's really good at trapping heat, I would say. I mean, it has a really nice lid and everything, and it can get kind of warm, which is why here in that tank, I keep my freshwater tanks at between 75 and 77 degrees, usually keeping it at 76. And my heater almost never turns on because I have the lid on that tank, and it works for me just fine. It even works for me in the 9-gallon tank as well. So I knew going into this tank that I'm going to have a cooling system. Now I have a couple options here. You have a couple options if you're trying to cool a tank. First off, I could just get rid of the lid and put a screen top on the aquarium. For those of you who don't have screen tops or lids on the aquarium, personally, to me, every single aquarium should have at least a screen top on it. But yeah, if you actually remove the lid, you know, and just put a screen top on it, then there's more area for the water to evaporate, which means heat is going out of the tank, which is great. However, I really like the look of the lid on the aquarium. I didn't want to get rid of it, so I'm definitely going to need to find something to cool the aquarium down with, and so I decided right away that I was going to try out some fans before I spend so much money into a great big old chiller, because chillers can kind of be expensive. And they do make these little aquarium fans that you can put on your aquarium, and as the you can do it one of two ways. Either they suck water in and come out of the aquarium, or they blow water through the aquarium, and it can cause, of course, surface tension, which of course creates more evaporation opportunities, which means more heat is coming out of the aquarium. I got an Inkbird temperature controller, so I can control a little heater that I got, and I got these 2 fans. Now, in the month that I've had the tank, the heater has not come on once, not even during the night. Now, granted, it is January. February is actually the coldest month of the year when it comes to my opinion. Just before February, that's when it's the coldest month. So I'll have to see if that heater even turns on, but most likely it's not going to, and I'll probably just remove the heater from the tank. Alright, so the fan that I got, so I got these, I got this really cool little aquarium fan, and I ran into a interesting issue on it. So it's an interesting fan because it has 2 little fans connected to a bar, and you just set that on your aquarium. The thing of it is, though, because of the way this tank's lid is set up, you can just remove the filter compartment on the lid, which is what I did. However, there's this like little bar there, like this little plastic bar there, for stability, I'm sure. And I could either cut that away, or I could replace the fan, because simply put, when I put the fan on that bar, it would not fit, because that bar is there. So what I eventually had to end up doing was, the fan was $22. I went and bought 2 modules, 1 fan subs for, they were $12 each. So now I have a $22 fan that I guess I can use for personal use during the summer, I guess. But I bought these 2 little smaller fans, and they fit the filter compartment on the lid of the aquariums almost perfectly. And I just have them like sitting there, really, but they fit there pretty much perfectly. There's still room for, of course, the filter compartment for the protein skimmer, or, a little noisy. It's a fan, for God's sakes. It's not really something that you can really do about it. I mean, if it was annoyingly loud, yes, but it's about as average as a fan could be, as like a personal fan could be. I've seen them probably take the tank down at least 1 to 2 degrees. Which, that works. That works quite a bit. Now, granted, it takes them a while to take down the degree to 2 degrees, which I guess is actually a good thing, because you don't want the temperature changing dramatically quickly. You want to actually change kind of slowly, which these do, but I would say the average temperature that these 2 together can take down is about 1 to 2 degrees. So for convenience sake, let's just go ahead and call it 1.5. They take the temperature down, 2 of them together on this tank, they take the temperature down 1.5 degrees. And even with the aquarium light on, they actually have been doing quite well at keeping that temperature down to 74 degrees for me. Which is interesting, because here's the thing about that light. The lights on the Fluval Megaflex, these lights actually get quite warm. I only have this light on half right now. I will probably, when I get some coral and certain plants in there, I might raise the light up a bit. But even on half, this light can actually get quite warm, and I've actually seen the fans actually do quite a good job at keeping the temperature down. Now, I normally keep my house between 72 and 74 degrees. I don't know if that's necessarily cold, but we try to keep the house at 72 degrees. The room where the tank is at typically is a little bit cold, so the only thing that would be warming the tank up really would be that light. And yeah, that if I just let that lie on without the fans, I would bet I'd get to 76 to 77 degrees alone, because it is actually a very warm light. But the fans have been able to counteract that just fine. I noticed the fans coming on twice a day. And they're not staying on. Like, if it was constantly staying on, then I would, of course, would have to think about something else to cool the aquarium, because I wouldn't want fans running constantly through the day. But so far, and again, this is winter, I'm pretty sure during the summer I'm going to need a chiller, but for the other 3 seasons of the year, these fans work just fine, taking down the temperature just fine. And I noticed they come on about twice a day. They come on once during the morning. Like, I have a window, right? I have a window right there across the tank, and when the sun passes that window, just right in the morning, it does hit the tank and it does warm up the aquarium ever so slightly. I see the fans turn on during that point, and then I also see the fans turning on around, I would say, 2-3 o'clock, and that would make sense because around 2 or 3 o'clock is when I have my light on full blast, because I have a day cycle, so it goes from a night to morning to midday to high day. When it gets to like high day, high midday, it gets to about 50% and it gets quite warm, and then it goes naturally down, and then it goes into night, and then it turns off for the rest of the night, and then it turns back on in the morning. That's the day cycle I have on that light. And I've noticed during the highest point of the midday where my light settings are, that's where it gets the warmest, and that's when the fans actually have been turning on. So it's about 2-3 o'clock is when that usually happens, I've noticed. But other than that, the fans are usually typically quite, well, quiet. And they only turn on when the temperature controller is working. And again, I've just been kind of monitoring it for the month. I've been kind of going through it every single day, checking the temperature at certain times of the day, seeing where the temperature's at, seeing when the fan turns on, seeing when the fans turn off, and just checking the temperature every other day. And I say it probably takes about half an hour to 45 minutes for the fans to drop the temperature down 2 degrees on this tank. So, not really that bad at all. Now, another little hiccup that I've had with this aquarium is, of course, the Inkbird itself. For some reason, the Inkbird is a temperature off. So, I, of course, have a thermometer for this tank, and the thermometer says my aquarium is at 74 degrees. Well, my Inkbird says it's at 73 degrees, and when I had it set for 74 degrees, the tank was at 75. So it's a degree off, and I have tried to actually recalibrate it, but for some reason, every time I go in and do it, it just changes my temperature settings, and that's not what I want. So I've just ended up just leaving it. I know the tank is being kept at 74 degrees, and the temperature controller is just a degree off, and it works. It just means if I want to set the tank for 73 degrees, then I have to set the temperature controller for 72 degrees instead. I don't know why that is, but hey, it's been working for me, and that would be the only other weird hiccup I would say when it comes to the temperature controller system on my tank so far. Thank you guys for watching this video, and in my next video we are going to be talking about the IO top-off and all of my testing with the IO top-off. That's going to be interesting. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, but so far, there's my monthly update when it comes to the temperature system on my tank. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.